Hello students, today I am here to talk about a very important experiment in civil engineering, that is setting out a building plan on ground. What you can see here on the whiteboard is a plan of a very simple plan of a building which has been shown into your lab manual also. And of course what I am showing here is a plan of the center line of a plan of a building, for which of course the walls are going to come later on in this kind of fashion on all the sides. Okay, so this line diagram is what you can see of the plan, and what we will be doing is we will be seeing the procedure to set out this plan, what you can see here on the map, on the ground. So what is the procedure of replicating the exact same plan on the ground? We are going to see that procedure in this experiment. Now question arises that why this experiment carries such a huge importance in civil engineering, because in building construction any kind of plan that you see on the sheet or on the map that you have, that needs to be transferred to the ground, okay, with exact same dimensions and exact same angles and precision which has been shown in the map also. So the whole procedure, whole different concept has to be applied here in order to transfer what we have on the sheet or on the map to the ground. Okay, so this procedure is setting out a building plan on ground, and we'll start with the steps and how to actually achieve this kind of plan on the ground. So the dimensions are shown here in the experiment. What you can see here, we have all the corners marked with A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and we'll start from A. Okay, so for now we have to assume that we don't have any compass or angle measuring instrument. Of course we have chain and tape so that we can take the measurements, and whenever you see it on map, it has been drawn according to some scale. So if you see 5 meters written here, that is not exactly 5 meters, but when you replicate it on the ground, it has to be exact 5 meters, 2 meters, 7 meters, and whatever dimensions has been specified. So I will start with A point, and whenever you go to the ground, when you have the map in your hand, the first and the foremost step is to transfer the points from the map to the ground. Transfer the first point and to mark the position of the first point exactly, so that if you have to start the work the next day, you can start from the exact same point. So this station has to be established first of all whenever you start your experiment, whenever you start your setting up your building plan. So in order to establish this station, the principle of triangulation is used, and we have to take the distance from 3 different permanent points whose positions are already known to you. That permanent point might be a building, it might be a structure which is immovable. Okay. Of course you cannot take vegetation and all, because vegetation and all are not considered as permanent objects. So let's say if you have taken the distance of A point from 3 different permanent points to be 10 meters, 15 meters and 12 meters in this case. Okay. So if you know these 3 distances, this I am just taking an example. So if you know these 3 distances from 3 different permanent points, you can start your work from the exact same A point if you wish to. If that is needed, then you can start the work from A point if you know these 3 exact distance and mark them in your practical copy. Okay, whatever practical copy you have to jot down, you have to write down these 3 distances. So that is the first step that you have to follow in order to establish the station. Now from A point, we have to move forward towards B direction, but when you go to the site, is it always necessary that you are drawing a straight line? It's not necessary, because human errors are possible, and you might think that you are moving in a straight direction, but it might take some curve, or it might take some angle, or some this kind of irregular shape you might get if you don't follow the concepts of surveying here. So first of all, we have to understand 2 concepts here. One is direct ranging. First concept is called as direct ranging, which is used to draw straight lines on ground. Now this concept is used to draw, or in order to, I will use the word plot. Plot, because drawing is what you do on the map and plotting is what you do on the site. So plot straight lines. In order to plot straight lines on ground or on site, we use this concept called as direct ranging. Now what we do in direct ranging? So first of all, you need to keep one of the leveling staff here. So one of the, not the leveling staff, you have to keep one of the ranging rods here. I will show you what a ranging rod looks like. So this is what the ranging rod looks like. You have to keep this now, you have to visualize it a little. So that you have to keep this ranging rod at the A point, okay, because the A point has already been established. If you know these three distances, you have already done that. You have already established the A point. Now you have to move towards the forward direction, or you can move towards B also. It depends on you, like which direction you want to move. You can either move towards the D, or you can either move towards the B direction. So you have to keep your ranging rod on A, and then keep one ranging rod at D. At D point, taking